All right, today we are jumping headfirst into one of the most fascinating and, let's be honest, confusing verses in the entire Bible. We're talking about Revelation chapter 13, verse 8.
I mean, wow, that is a lot to unpack, isn't it? It's like a complete prophetic puzzle, all crammed into one sentence. It's packed with this epic, mysterious imagery that raises a ton of questions. So, let's start piecing it all together.
So yeah, these are the big ones we've got to tackle, right? First off, who is this beast that gets all this worship? Second, what in the world is this book of life, and why does it seem to protect some people? And third, we have to wrap our heads around that timeline. A lamb slain before the world began? Answering these three is the only way we're going to unlock this thing.
To really get to the heart of it, we have to do what we so often do and look past the English translation. Why? Because the original Koine Greek has some huge grammatical clues just waiting for us. Let's dig into a couple of really important words.
Okay, first up is this word proskinesusin. In English, it's will worship, but the really crucial part here is the grammar. It's a future tense verb. That means this isn't a maybe or a might happen. The verse is stating it as a future certainty. A definite, widespread, pretty much universal act of worship is coming.
Now for the second word, greptai, which means are written. But you know, the Greek perfect tense is so much more powerful than our translation. It means something happened in the past and the results of that action are still in effect. They're permanent. So these names aren't just on a list. They have been written down and they remain written. It's a done deal, a settled state of being.
You see what's happening? These little grammatical details draw this huge line in the sand. It creates a massive divide in humanity. On one side, you've got basically everyone, all that dwell upon the earth, and they're going to worship the beast. But on the other side, there's a specific group who are exempt, and the one thing that sets them apart is that their names are permanently in this book.
So who is this beast? You might be picturing a political empire or some monster, but the sources here interpret it as a spiritual power, a really deceptive religious system. 2 Timothy puts it perfectly. It has a form of godliness, but denies the real power behind it. Think of it like a counterfeit gospel, one built on what you can do, on fear, not on grace.
Okay, let's switch over to the other side of that great divide. The people who don't get swept up in this deceptive system. They have a pretty unique kind of protection. It's not a weapon or a wall. Their protection is their name being on a list, a divine registry.
And that registry is called the Book of Life. This concept is absolutely central to the whole book of Revelation. It's an eternal record, but it's not a list of your good deeds or accomplishments. It's a record of names, the names of those who belong to Jesus. Getting your name in that book is an act of grace, and it's what separates salvation from judgment.
And believe me, this isn't just a one-time mention. The book of life pops up all over Scripture. It's the basis for final judgment, it's your entry ticket into the New Jerusalem, and it's the reason believers don't marvel at the beast's power. Even Jesus, way back in the Gospel of Luke, told his followers, hey, don't celebrate your power, celebrate because your names are written in heaven. It's a huge deal.
Now, the verse adds one more critical piece of information. This book isn't some generic heavenly document. It has an owner. It is the book of life of the Lamb. And this is where we get to the most profound part of this whole puzzle.
This phrase right here is the absolute theological core of the verse. It connects our salvation directly to a sacrifice. But it's the timing that is just so mind-bending. Not slain on a cross in 33 AD, but from the foundation of the world. What could that possibly mean?
This timeline kind of helps us picture it. What the source material is really getting at is that the cross wasn't God's plan B. It wasn't a reaction to sin, it was a preordained plan. Before the world was even spoken into existence, the sacrifice of the Lamb was already a settled reality in the mind of God. The cross was just the moment when that eternal plan broke through into our timeline, into human history, and its effects are timeless.
So, let's put all the pieces of our puzzle back together. You ready? Number one, a powerful, counterfeit religious system is going to rise up and demand worship from almost everyone. Number two, a certain group of people will be completely immune to its deception. Number three, their protection comes from a permanent, pre-existing status. Their names are written in the book of life. And finally, number four, that book and that status is only possible because of a sacrifice that was planned before time even began.
So, at the end of the day, Revelation 13:8 is so much more than a prophecy about the future. It's a massive statement about eternity. It paints this picture of two possible destinies. One is getting swept away by a powerful lie, and the other is being securely anchored in an eternal plan of salvation,
all made possible by the Lamb.
And that really leaves us with something to chew on. This ancient text draws such a stark line between a fake form of godliness and a real salvation that's rooted in an eternal sacrifice. So the question it leaves hanging in the air for us is, what does that distinction between spiritual deception and true salvation actually look like in our own world today?